It's what is this? It's the lower capitulate MM number 10, numeric 10, 1 0 backlash. Then it's numeric 2 4 DD lower capitulate, so it's sigmas to the left, and then it is backslash numerics 2 Z 2 Z for lower capitulate Y Y Y Y. It looks like that on display. I'm under the courtyard mayor whatever and safety patrol that way. I was working on the Sapphire project. The Sapphire is the Sapphire is like a ruby red color. If I'm going on the Veer on the Fourth Reich, it's VIER. Would be Sapphire for the RUBY. I'm the Ashtar Attar. Ashtar being ISHTAR for my Qatar, CATTAR. But it is Attar, 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 which is part of the Kingdom of Rus. Last name that I was given. They call it last name, surname, maiden name. But the project of Sapphire, Veer, Fourth Reich is Ruby, and Ashtar for Atari. This is outside of Utsa, the provincial of Utsa, which lays in the Asiatic as the head of Ghee, GHEE, without the egg in the complexion, without the yolk, YOLK in the complexion. The outer rim of the egg, EGG, for the Ashtar, Attar. I gotta think about this. This is the 16-point star. I had a problem in the 16-point star. I am the 17th point. I am the center of the 16-point star. Star system, might I add. We warned before I got here because of placement in the royal patriotage that I am in Disney princess form for the Americans, so they understand I'm the Cinderella. The CIN comes from my last name, and my name spelled, my first name spelled backwards is Elosin, which is the word, the spracha in the one world of God. So it's so that's why it's the EL, and then it's the O for the one world, and then it's Sin, CIN, which goes back to Cinderella, because she's the pretty one, the beautiful one, is what they said, which I thought was a really nice way of putting it. They gave them the symbols of the glass slipper and the only fitting of one, but it's in like a glass bowl, so it's difficult. I mean, it's real, but then it's also difficult to capture if you get wrong. They're reporting in my side, which is North America, the state of New York. They call it America, with a constitution shitbowl that they are trapping me under as a U.S. Justice Supreme, that there's no Ministry of Defense here, so there's no Royal Air Force, there's no Royal Airmen, and if there are, they don't announce themselves or what they're doing here. I gotta think about this. I'm stuck with the CIA that I don't know anybody of, as Goddess Nyx, Goddess Isis, Goddess Nim. There's a few. I mean, again, I have a 16-point star. I have all different people at all different levels with all different words. That's where Spracha. I mean, in the Federation, the Kingdom of Rus, for the Papal States of the Catholics in Rome, we argue court cases in Spracha Spanish. It's Spracha Spanish because there's 17 different nations. There's 17 national languages of Spracha, being Spaniard of descent. And then that court, that Spracha, then is considered dialect, D-I-A-L-E-C-T, which is elected for the ministry's tie-in with their people at countryman level. Then at countryman level, then they go into a state level, which is a smaller, but you're not supposed to, and then you change your language over. So usually you're multilingual. For the court cases, and for the guilty evil that for the last generation broke the law, we speak that spracha in one of the 17 dialects of Spaniard. That's just the way that Rome does it for the Catholics. Then we have, but I don't, in America, they're taking on this as an identity of they're all different, and I'm like, why do you all want to be different level of criminals? And why, as the SIA, SSIA, in charge of the Asian court case, that they were all, the butter was already found guilty, the Boudreaux, in the, not the Macarena, the Yosoi, the Yosoi, because I have the security officers and I have the lower level Spracha kids fighting with one another and then punishing me in the Attar in the center of the 16-pointed star. Now here's the thing, the Russian Federation knows this. In 1991, they broke up, they're reporting in America that there was a coup d'etat in Russia, which I cannot get a verification because I can't get out of New York as a prisoner of war in the state of New York with no money, no food, no taking care of me, no anything since the day I was born, and abusing all of the star equipment, meaning my body machina in the Machiavelli and the computing aspect of it. But the thing is that the Russian, the Soviet Union was the marriage of Niklaus and I. Niklaus being the beast, the Hitler bad name beast of like, oh my goodness. And then the beauty being the goddess, the ancient goddess Nyx, for which they were born. I mean, inside the sacred circle, the beauty and the beast we thought was amusing and like a nice way of presenting to the world our arrival as star people. What I did not expect was to be put into a sewage trap of a cesspool trap with the other children that are trying to get out and better themselves by hurting everyone else or hurting the one every time they learn something. So the let's think about this. All right, so it's the Spaniard is the court case. I mean, but we did this in Soviet and in the Nazi party in the Third Reich to prepare for the Fourth Reich. We already knew that the 10 that I was going to be waking up to were already impoverished and were already, all of them were not enlightened. They were already being treated like criminals, but they were the jewels and the descendants of my next appearance as a star person. So they're my star genetics that need to keep going on. Why do I have the criminal children from the Asia Starbreak case why are they allowed to move? First of all, there was some coup d'etat, I was told, November of 1991, broke up the K.G.B, the King's Guard Beyond. How did you break them up? The only intelligence on the planet? Hold on a minute. And then you've got, shortly after, on December 26th of 1991, they're reporting that the Soviet Union broke up and that it turned into only the Russian Federation. Hello? My marriage to Niklaus cannot break up. If my marriage to Niklaus goes off even a day, that means that the criminals are winning. The marriage of this, first of all, it was called the Soviet Union because of the manifesto and then the manifestations and the way that it works in red light, green light. We could put 1, 2, 3. The world watches one set of education records in order to keep itself on some kind of reality and on some kind of understanding to keep passing forward to the next generation. Well, why is it that the world communication scale has deteriorated so significantly? I am the one with the Cinderella. I never got the Soviet Union like together with my beast Nazi that I desire as his beauty, and then they tell me that the only intelligent force on the entire planet, the K.G.B, breaks up. Hello? Anybody in the Asiatic criminal network want to tell any of the good, unbeknownst kids that were already under the oppression of the shitbags and all of the law cases that we were fighting on their behalf in the Spaniard language of everybody's wrong at this point? I mean, there is not one awake and alive in all of the people I encounter. It is a coma like you have no idea over here. Except all the foreign shitbag criminals that came over. They seem to be quiet, and they seem to know a lot more than the poor children that were being lied to once the K.G.B closed down. That was K.G.B to CIA. That was the only line of like actual communication. Once that went down, could ZENDELE handle it all on their own? I don't think so, because look at what we got. I mean, it is like all areas stupid over here. So let's think about this. The education and the communication over here is so poor. All right, let me think about this. Ashtar, the Sapphire, the ruby is on the 4, on the Veer Reich. I'm standing Reich stag. I'm the tagged Reich, and a stag is like a deer, but by herself. I mean, and with a big mantle, like everybody's looking at me. Why is nobody coming to save me? There's not one savior to help a star person, a 16-point star no less. I mean, you all rely on some aspect of the intel from my 1-star appearance. You can't treat me a little bit better than fucking street shit? I mean, I'm wearing shoes with bow ties because I have to hold them on somehow. I'm wearing all the dollar children's clothes, and not the nice dollar threads either. Like the real shitbag ones. Can't get my hair colored. My skin looks like absolute fucking shoe leather. I mean, when is it that you all die from my being treated this way? I'm just curious. I didn't tell you to allow the coup d'etat in Russia. I did not tell anybody to announce that to America. I did not say that the K.G.B could be closed down. And it's supposed to be the K.G.B, it's supposed to be the ZENDELE over in Germany, and then the CIA. That's it. That's all I need. And then you have satellite offices. Why is this so fucking complicated at human level? I'm just curious. I have bigger, more in-depth problems, but I'd prefer not to teach the criminals how to further break all of the grid in the main matrix at my level.